Hey everyone, it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be the first of a three-part series called Back to School Makeup Recommendations. And what actually sparked my interest was my little sister-in-law, who is 14 years old, is going to high school in a couple of weeks. And she is constantly always asking me for makeup advice and shops with me for makeup and all kinds of stuff like that. And so it's actually funny. I swear kids these days are growing up so much faster, and the amount of makeup they wear and like what they're interested in is like far more advanced than I was when I was like in junior high and high school. So I thought I would go ahead and create 3 videos that would kind of like hit all the different kinds of people going back to school for any kind of reason. So the first edition is going to be this edition today, and this is going to be the drugstore affordable makeup. And what I had in mind was like my little sister-in-law, people that are in like junior high or high school, and what kind of makeup I would recommend to them and the kind of makeup I recommend to her. And then the second edition is called the college edition, and that is kind of what I was thinking, like what kind of makeup was I into in college, and how much makeup was I wearing, and like what would I recommend to other college students that want a couple staples in their collection and things like that. And then the last one is going to be high-end, which is honestly for anyone that's interested in high-end makeup, or I was thinking more of the adults that were going back to school, whether they're teachers or administration or maybe just people that want high-end recommendations. So I figured I would go ahead and do this 3-part series. It would be fun as people are starting to go back to school, give you guys some recommendations as far as makeup goes. So like I said, today is going to be drugstore affordable. I had like my little sister-in-law who's 14 years old in mind, and thinking back to when I wore makeup and what I was allowed to wear, what kind of stuff I would be recommending to you guys. So first of all, as far as primers, I honestly probably didn't wear primer when I was in junior, for sure not in junior high, maybe in high school, but I doubt it. But you never know these days. Like I said, I swear kids are growing up and wearing a lot more makeup and are interested in a lot more makeup than it was like when I was in high school, and I'm sure for like my older viewers it's the same thing. But I thought I would go ahead and make recommendations for drugstore and affordable out of all of the categories. So as far as primers go, I have 2 recommendations. I was going to recommend the Covergirl Tru Blend primers. They do have 3 different types for normal, oily, and dry skin. I do have the one for oily skin, and I do think these are really, really nice for drugstore primers. It helps to keep me matte, helps to control the oil, and so I'm sure the other 2 are just as great. But I really like the Tru Blend from Covergirl. And then the other one that is a super duper popular drugstore primer for people of all ages, but I swear kids these days love luminosity and dewiness and love looking glowy and beautiful, so this would definitely be my recommendation if you want that. This would also be really great if you wanted to only wear a primer and then go on with a powder as your foundation. I think that would be also really appropriate for, you know, high school and things like that. So this is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. This looks really nice on the skin and just gives you a little bit of natural luminosity. So as far as foundation, the first one that I think is probably most age appropriate for junior high and high school, for people that are just dabbling in makeup, you know, maybe you don't need the coverage, but you just want a little something something, I would suggest the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream. This one is really great for people with all skin types, but it's suited best for people with oily skin, but I think anyone could wear it. It's a really nice BB cream, gives you some really decent coverage and feels like a foundation, but yet it's really not a foundation. So I think this is really great if you're just starting into makeup. And then another one, again, for people that love luminosity and want a little bit more coverage, is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. You could also do the Pro Matte, but I absolutely love the Pro Glow one because I didn't have any problems with oxidation or anything like that, whereas some people have problems with the Pro Matte oxidizing. So I think this one, just because the trend is dewiness and glowiness and the color selection is really nice, I would go with the Pro Glow. As far as some powders I would suggest, which also you could use one of them as a foundation if you wanted to go that route, again using a primer and then a powder to use as a foundation, that would be really nice. So the one that I've been loving lately that is new is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Transforming Powder. This stuff is amazing. I love it for setting my under eyes. I love for setting my face. Like, I just really, really love this powder. But I love this. Like I said, this would be really great on top of just a primer, and this being like your routine. If you're someone that's younger that doesn't want to wear foundation, I think this one would be a great alternative. As far as actually setting powders, or setting foundations or concealer and things like that, I think a great drugstore option is the Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder, and I have it in the shade Transparent, but they do have quite a bit of shades. I love this stuff. This is really great. This is also a great blotting powder if you want to throw this in your purse with a small little sponge or small little brush. This is really fantastic, but those are 2 powders that I would suggest. As far as 2 concealers, again, I don't remember how crazy I was getting into makeup in high school. Don't get me wrong, I was obsessed with it and I loved it, but I feel like my mom was like, hey, you're not going to school with a full face of makeup. Pick and choose a couple items and that's it. So I don't think I was going with like primer, foundation, like mascara, all my eyes done, highlighter, concealer, and like decked to the nines and makeup, but I'm just giving you options here and there and you can pick and choose. Like maybe you just want to wear a BB cream and a concealer and mascara and that would be your go-to for high school. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just giving you guys options out of all the categories, what I would suggest for the younger crowd. So as far as concealers go, I love the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer. I do think this one is a little bit more of a full coverage concealer. It's definitely not full coverage, but it's medium to high coverage. So if you want something that's a little bit more natural, I would again go with the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer. This is new as well, and I love it. It looks beautiful in the skin. It gives you a nice medium coverage, and it feels really, really lightweight. So I would go with either of these, but if you're, again, just kind of dabbling in makeup or just want some really light, natural makeup, go with this one. If you're someone that really likes a full coverage face and you just want to wear makeup and look really flawless, I would definitely go with the L'Oreal Visible Lift. I love, love, love this one. Now, as far as let's go to like contouring, which again, I was definitely not contouring in high school, but I just wanted to give you guys some options if you wanted to bronze up the face at all, or if maybe you have, you know, homecoming and things like that. So I have 3 different options. I have 2 Wet n Wild contouring palettes that I absolutely love, which are powders and contours. So you could set your face with these. You can set your under eyes. You can use them as contour. You could use them as bronzer. You know, you can do a lot of things with these. And so I have the shade Dulche de Leche, which has more of a tan cream setting powder and then a contour shade. And then this one over here is Caramel Toffee, which has a banana shade. I love this one the most, but both of these are really, really great. And then if you wanted more of like an all-in-one product, you could get the Maybelline Master Contour Face Contouring Kit. And this one's really great because you have a bronzer or contour powder, you have a blush, and you have a highlight. So this one would be really great for people that kind of want just like one product and have everything in there. I think this one would be your best bet, especially if you're getting another powder and you don't necessarily need another powder with your contour. I think this one would definitely be a really, really great option. It's also really pretty, and I believe it comes in 3 different shades, which I do have the shade light to medium. So it either comes in 2 or 3. I can't remember, but I want to say 3. So definitely there's 3 different options for different skin tones as well. Another great option as far as bronzer goes, probably my best recommendation would be the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This stuff is so awesome. I believe it comes in 2 different shades. I just have the shade bronzer. I believe maybe there's a light bronzer, but this is just really beautiful. You cannot overdo this stuff. It looks beautiful in the skin. It's flawless. It blends really easy, and it just looks really natural. So this would be a really, really great option for people going to high school. I think this would be really nice if you're just kind of dabbling in makeup, if you just want to, you know, darken up the face just a little bit, don't want to do crazy contouring and all that kind of stuff. You're everyday just kind of bronzing up the face. I think this would be a really, really great option. And then as far as highlighter, which again, I don't think I was wearing highlighter in high school unless it was like a super special occasion, like a dance or pictures or something. But for drugstore, I think the best one ever is definitely the NYX Strobe Genius. I love this palette so much. I reviewed it right when it came out, months and months, maybe 6 months ago at this point. I love this. It gives you so many options for so many different skin tones, as well as the fact that they make really great foiled eyeshadows as well. So another palette that has multi-purposes, and so this one is just beautiful. Look at all those pretty colors. Like, you could have so much fun with this palette, and I believe at Target right now it was on clearance for something like really reasonable, like $10 to $12, because it's normally like an $18 or $19 palette, which is kind of expensive for NYX, but you do get a ton of product in here. So definitely if you're interested in this, scour Target. Definitely had some of them on clearance right now. And then as far as eyeshadow palettes, I wanted to give you a drugstore and affordable, because honestly the one I would recommend is this Morphe palette. This is a really pretty palette. Now it doesn't have everything all in one in it, so that's why maybe the NYX one would be better, but this is the Morphe 12S, and this has some really pretty beautiful foiled like shimmery shadows that would be really great for special occasions as well. But this is just a really pretty palette. I believe they're like $12.99 or $14.99 at Morphe, so just a really cool fun palette with lots of different options. Definitely is going to last you a really, really long time. But if you're wanting something a little bit more all around like palette that would suit you all year round and get you a lot of looks out of it, I would definitely go with the NYX Avant Pop palette, and I have it in the shade Nouveau Chic, and I love this palette. It's so cute. It has mattes, it has shimmers. You could definitely do like an everyday wearable, really neutral color right here. this one with these two shades, or you've got some fun colors for like homecoming and for like nights out and stuff like that. So I really like this palette, but the Morphe palette is fun as well, but I wanted to give you a drugstore option as well since this one's probably a little bit more accessible. And then as far as mascara goes, I don't know if I was wearing eyeliner in high school or not, so I didn't pick any eyeliners to mention. But as far as mascaras, these two are really, really great that you could either use individually by themselves or you can combine them, which is how I love to do it. And so the first one is the Covergirl Supersizer mascara. I love this one for lengthening. It looks really, really pretty. It's also perfect for getting that wand in there underneath the lower lash line or on your lower lashes. And then the other one, that if you want voluminous lashes, I would definitely go with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. This one is beautiful. It plumps them up and makes them really voluminous. That's why these two are really great. One's lengthening, one's volumizing, or you could definitely go individually, but these are fantastic. So as far as blushes go, I would suggest the Milani blushes, and this one is in like that rose pattern, and this is the shade number 5, Coral Cove. I do have a mauve shade. I believe it's in Shop My Stash right now, but these are really great. They're really cute packaging. You get a lot of product in here. It's 0.6 ounces or 17 grams, which is quite a bit of product. It's got a cute design. They have a lot of really pretty colors. They're affordable, and they're really, really nicely pigmented, especially with that design going on. They're really easy to pick up, which is nice because sometimes when you have embossed products or like a lot of like design going on and a lot of different like heights with the product, it can be hard to pick up. But this one's actually very pigmented and really, really easy to work with, so I love it, and lots of pretty colors to choose from as well. And then as far as lip products, I would definitely suggest the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Colors. These are really nice. They're in between a lipstick and like a liquid lipstick. They're not quite like liquid lipsticks where they're so drying, but yet they're not quite like a lipstick. I feel like if you want something in between or just start dabbling with something to wear on the lips, these are really great. I love these. They come in lots of beautiful colors. They're really comfortable to wear, and I can't say good enough things about these. I love these so much. So the shade I randomly picked up to show you guys is the shade Seduction, which is kind of a nudie pink color, but all of these are really great, and they actually just released a bunch more colors in that collection as well because they were really popular. So I believe they came out with 4 or 5 new shades, which I did pick up the coral one and I love it. So I would definitely suggest these if you want a little bit of a lip stain and color, but yet it's not going to feel crazy like a lipstick or a liquid lipstick. Definitely would suggest this. So those are all kind of my top recommendations for the younger crowd that is in junior high or high school, and there's like lots of different products in here from the drugstore that are affordable and for varying ranges as far as complexity and like how involved with makeup you are. If you just want a little bit like a BB cream, or if you want a foundation, or if you want highlighters, like I was trying to give you guys all kinds of drugstore affordable options, and definitely none of these are like specific just for children or younger kids. It definitely, if you're someone that wants just some really great drugstore options, these are all really fantastic as well. I just definitely had these in mind for the younger crowd, trying to think of what was I wearing in high school, what's high school appropriate, and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this back to school makeup recommendations for drugstore and affordable makeup. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, and be on the lookout tomorrow for the college edition of back to school makeup recommendations. So I will see you guys very soon.